Good morning, ladies and gentlemen in Kunming, Yunnan, and those who are attending online from the other part of the world. On behalf of the Early Childhood Development Policy Committee, I would like to share an information about the Thai's movement towards early childhood education from policy to practice. First of all, I will talk about the related laws and policy on early childhood education and care. Second, I will briefly provide the current situations and issues on early childhood. Finally, challenge and recent solutions responding to early childhood education and care will be addressed. First, issues related to law and national plan. There are laws that have been issued in accompanying early childhood education. The Constitution of Thailand, year 2017, in section 54 states that the state shall ensure that every child receives quality education for 12 years from preschool to the completion of compulsory education free of charge. Other statements indicated that the state shall ensure every child receives care and development earlier to enhance their physical, psycho-emotional, social and intellectual development in accordance with their age by promoting and supporting local administrative organizations and the private sectors to participate in such undertaking. The first Early Childhood Development Act was passed in year 2019. This act is the landmark legislation pertaining to the early childhood. The two main purposes of the act are to protect the right of early childhood children in all aspects, and second, to reorganize the mechanism of managing the early childhood education and care, including reorganized public service structures of four main ministries, namely Ministry of Public Health, Ministry of Social Development and Human Security, Ministry of Interior, and Ministry of Education, run by the Early Childhood Development Policy Committee. The latest National Economic and Social Development Plan clearly mentions early childhood development. The goal of the plans is to ensure that every child will be born in a high-quality setting, have full potential for growth, and will be able to access quality public services. The early childhood education and care had been one of the key elements as stipulated in the National Education Act of 1999. The next thing I will talk about is how these laws have been effect on the role and responsibility of the four ministries. There are impact of the new act on public services of the four main ministries as mentioned. These four ministries have to embrace new roles and responsibility regarding early childhood welfare. Let's look at the tasks of each ministry. First, the Ministry of Public Health play an important role on child early detection, promoting and supporting mother and child health. This ministry also provides information for marriage preparations, parenting, child development and nutrition. Second, Ministry of Social Development and Human Security mainly take charge of the social welfare system for early age of children and family, especially among underprivileged groups. Another responsibility is self-assessment for early childhood development centers by using the national standard for early childhood development center. This will help the ministry to control the quality of center nationwide. The ministry also organizes private childcare center for newborn up to grade 1 throughout the country. Third, Ministry of Interior provides child development center under local administrative organizations and kindergarten for the children at age of 2 to 6. The ministry also monitors the quality of all centers by implementing the national standard for early childhood development center. Fourth, Ministry of Education mainly provides traditional learning service in both public and private kindergartens for the children at age of 3 to 5. Another responsibility is to provide early childhood curriculum for educational institutions to develop their own curriculum to suit their local context. We talk about challenges and issues. Even though the majority of Thai children have a better access to healthcare and services, more things need to be done in order to protect child's rights and child development, especially for the disadvantaged group. These things include birth rate lower than 2.5 kilograms, developmental delays, physical, cognitive, and development delay, language developmental delay, as well as malnutrition, both nutritional deficiency and overnutrition. Another challenge is tribal or non-Thai children who reside along the border of Thailand. These children have difficulty accessing to basic health care services. They also face with inequality of life since they don't have Thai citizenship. The most important issue is the issue of disparity in early childhood education and care and the quality of educational services. Thus, the biggest concern now is to improve the quality of early childhood development centers all over Thailand and continually monitor the quality standard. Through the work of the policy unit, we had attempted to find out the solutions and practice in responding to those challenges. Here are the things that we have been doing. First, we developed the early childhood curriculum to be a guideline for managing learning experiences for children. Second, we carry on the early childhood developmental plan to ensure that all four ministries have reached commitments to work for all children in Thailand. Third, we developed the national standard for early childhood developmental centers as the minimum requirement for child development in Thailand for quality of living, improvements of service quality, and educational arrangement for early childhood prior to primary educational level. Fourth, the Teacher Council for Thailand set the competency and qualifications of early childhood teacher and practitioner to make sure that all children will be educated by professional teachers and practitioners. Lastly, I will talk about the COVID pandemic situation. Ever since the COVID pandemic has started, and Thai government also ordered to the lockdown of the city, the closure of the child development centers and the kindergartens mainly caused the loss of opportunities for holistic child development in receiving the maximum potential by professional teachers and caregivers in an appropriate environment. Moreover, babies and toddlers have a delayed checkup by specialists, and this is because of the hospital are fully packed with the COVID patients. Due to the closure of the center and school, parents or domestic caregivers are under the pressure of taking care of their own kids. They have to manage the time to work from home or seeking a babysitter while leaving for work. If the COVID is prolonged, the early childhood education and care situations in Thailand will worsen since online learning is not appropriate method for them. Currently, the Ministry of Public Health creates an application named Thai Stop COVID Plus to assist educational institutions for risk evaluation in reopening school safety. During the pandemic, the Ministry of Education encouraged all educational institutions to operate teachings and learning through 5 different styles, namely on-air, online, on-demand, on-hand, and on-site to suit each school context and its readiness. Overall, every sector is now searching for any solutions to make the best for our Thai children's growth and to maximize their learning opportunity during this daily outbreak. Thank you for your attention and please let me know if you have any questions.